not live, and almost from Beverly Hills, it's the new and improved Bob Dean Show. Yay! Well, we unenthusiastically go yay whenever I say the Bob Dean Show. I forgot to inform Sylvia Saige, our guest tonight.
I was actually excited for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I mean it's great, but but you'll notice that it's just how after you listen to me ramble on for a little while, you'll understand whenever, because I do throw my shamelessly self-promote my name in there as much as I can, and everybody just goes yay.
Got it. Got it.
Well, this is our first. Kathy St. George hopefully will be joining us soon. I know this is our first real serious video podcast. Yay. Thank you, Joe. What's your last name, Joe? Joe White, and of course, Samee Junio, my producer over there. Dennis won't be joining us tonight. We want to give our shout out to Zach Herndon.
Hi, Zach.
In Bloomington, Indiana. He was an original first member of the crew of the Bob Dean Show. Yay. Okay. And he does work on putting things up on my website, which is bobthesurlycomic.com. Oh, yeah, before I forget, and we start talking with Sylvia. Of course, everything is raw footage here. The Bob Dean. Start following me on Twitter, y'all, because I think I have like 15 followers. But it's all different because all these names were taken. So at Twitter, it's at the capital THE capital SURLY comic, however that fucking works. But, I'm going to try and be tweeting now because I want, not Twitter, fuck Twitter. Instagram. Yeah, because I want to be an Instagram star. If these
you want to be an Instagram model?
These idiot children are. I mean, that's all I hear at the bar. It's either this is the chatter that's going on over the bar in Beverly Hills. I do work at Wolfgang Steakhouse by Wolfgang Sweener, Wednesday through Saturday for your viewing and tipping pleasure.
Shameless promotion.
And of course, before I forget, I got to remember this. We are coming to you, not live, but almost from Beverly Hills in beautiful Persian Westwood, from the LA School of Comedy Studio at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. Owned by the fabulous Sunde Krinqvist. Very, very, very funny. And yeah, I know I owe you money soon. I got to check in my pocket for studio rental. And let's see what else. I'm not going to be appearing anywhere anytime soon that I know of. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And you can go to my website, Bob the Surly Comic, to get all that information and watch the video of me in a Speedo because it's like 5 years old, but it's hilarious. It's my best work. And now, welcome Sylvia Saige. Yay!
Yay! Hello. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my goodness. It's our pleasure. I met Sylvia. We did a show together at Molly Malone's.
Yes.
With, oh, my God, what's Ray's?
Ray Renaga.
But what's the group? Speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Speakeasy Comedy.
Yes.
And I've had the pleasure of being able to perform with these guys from time to time.
Yeah, they're great.
That's how I met Sylvia. We did a show at Molly Malone's together, and she is a comedian and
adult film actress.
And she's just Google her, guys, gals. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
And your comedy act, it really does go a lot about your film acting career.
Yes. Well, it's just about my life in general, and my life happens to be adult films and comedy. So,
which is very interesting. Yeah. Okay, no, we were talking about this earlier. If I don't touch on anything you want to, but you're from Kansas City?
Yes, from Kansas City originally.
Okay. And you were born in 1984.
Yes.
God.
Yes. I know you mentioned earlier you had an SS 84, and I was like, a Sylvia Saige 84.
Yeah. That's what I just looked at the camera thinking about what I was doing in 1984 when you guys weren't even born yet.
You were probably getting as much pussy as I was coming out of. Ayo!
Yeah, that was before I came out of the closet. Ayo!
That's why I said the one pussy.
But I have 5 cats at home now. I wonder if that qualifies. So, Sylvia, tell us a little bit tell us whatever you want. You're fascinating. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And
my mom thinks so too.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. What are your tell us what your folks think. Okay, wait. First of all, now I was looking on your IMDb or was reading your bio on Pornhub.
Yeah.
And
which I also didn't write. I don't know any of these bios.
Well, so what are the facts? I mean, you didn't you work in an office or something like that before you decided you wanted to be a comic and come west? Or
yeah, I worked in healthcare. So I worked 4 years in cardiology and 4 years in chiropractic.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And then because I I moved to Los Angeles in 2004.
Okay.
After I'm still a bartender that pays the bills, but for 36 years. But the whole point about it is you came west later.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Yes. At 30.
See, I came at 42, but that's a big chunk because most of the.
It is.
It's huge. It's huge because you've got a life set up and you're starting to accrue items and things like that, considering, whatever. But then you just go, hey,
I had a real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a real life, and then I just sold everything I owned and just drove out with clothes.
Yeah, here we go. That's exactly how I did it. Yeah. Well, I had a little U-Haul. But and LA is a great town.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get on how expensive it is to live out here.
I know, but it's so worth it.
I love it.
I feel like it's worth it.
I wish I had moved here. I mean, I love my time in Miami, and I love the friends that I still have to this day.
Yeah.
But I wish I'd come out here.
I just got back from Miami.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I was down there last weekend. Well, for 7 days.
Next time you go, you got to let me know. I'll hook you up. I've got some cool-ass friends that still live on the beach.
I needed some hookups there.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a rough go this trip.
Oh, I wish I'd known.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because actually, anyway, let's get back to you.
Yeah.
So you moved out. Yeah, seriously, like I said.
We both wander, shiny up.
Well, no, yeah, exactly. I swear. That's what Dennis, I'm sorry, Dennis can't join us tonight. But we were talking at home, and I'm like, dude, you've got to just go, Bob, pull it back.
You're right. Come back. Come back.
So please, y'all feel free to do it. Okay, so you came from Kansas City, or does Vegas in this equation at all?
Yeah, so Vegas is in the equation, but not a lot. I lived in Vegas for like a year and a half. It was actually in between me living in LA. I had come out to LA and realized just how expensive it was, and I wasn't cutting it. So I moved to Vegas, where it's half the price.
Exactly. Half the price and 4 hours away.
4 hours away. So I moved to Vegas, where I was living for like a year and a half, and I was just making the commute back and forth, which got to be overwhelming. And once I got finances, well, I say a little bit better.
Your footing.
Yeah.
When you started getting your footing,
Yeah, came back and then finally got a place out here. So.
Now, what part of town are you in?
I'm in North Hollywood now.
North Hollywood's charming. I love it out there.
I love it.
I do. And NoHo is really hot and up and coming. And
I live right there in the little arts district, and I walk to everything. It's fantastic.
Well, that's the play I was telling you about that we're going to get on a little bit further about the 6th Street of Separation. But the play that I did was at the St. Matthew's Lutheran Church.
Oh,
which is right at the 5 Points, Lancashire, and
right
from 8 Salt Fish and Chips.
Yep.
That white Lutheran church that's been there since like the early 40s, and it's really neat to see the spiral that's come around it. But that's where our show was.
Okay, nice.
And as big as LA is, it's really neat. The 6th Degree of Separation. We're going to talk about a film that Sylvia has done, and how another actress friend who I hadn't seen in a while, hi Berna Roberts, is in the film as well.
Yeah.
But NoHo's cool. I really like it out there.
And it's good highway access. And
exactly. See, I'm in West LA. I'm right here. I milk Santa Monica for the address.
Yeah.
But I'm right where...
Of course you do. I would too.
I'm right where Brentwood and Santa Monica come together.
I would milk Brentwood or Santa Monica.
Either way, right?
Yeah.
But my one selling point that I tell my friends when I tell them to come visit is you can walk to where OJ killed Nicole. It's right around the corner.
God,
I know, isn't that terrible?
That's terrible.
But here at the Bob Dean Show,
True.
we hold no bars. But anyway, my neighborhood's great. Freeway access to the 10, the 405. Oh, Nicole! We got to call the 405 traffic girl.
You call the 405 traffic girl?
Hello?
Are you in the car?
I am in the car.
Oh, what perfect timing. Because now, everybody, this is Nicole Summerfield, our 405 traffic, inch-by-inch traffic reporter. Yay! And we're doing our first... Do you have time to talk?
Of course.
Okay, great. Because I completely forgot that to call you because I'm so excited. We're professionally filming. Joe, what's your last name again? White. Joe White is filming, and of course Samee Junio is over here. And we have Sylvia Saige, who is a comedian and adult film actress star in the studio with us tonight.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
And Nicole, I was just bitching about how I hate my phone. And how I didn't know what they were, and what was it, 10, 11 years ago, you got the first iPhone I'd ever seen, and I knew I lost her. Because Nicole, seriously, and don't you get upset because it's true, Nicole used to live right downstairs, and it was like having a 2-bedroom apartment with an outdoor staircase, and we were just together constantly. And we'd watch TV, and we'd cook, and we'd take walks, and all that good stuff. And then she came upstairs with an iPhone. And the texting began. And I was like, would you please put that down? And you're like, I'm multitasking. I'm really watching this. Leave it to me. Anyway, so how's the traffic today?
And why do we even talk about it? It's supposed to be spring break. There's supposed to be less traffic. And there's not.
Of course not.
So the brake lights are beaming around you, huh?
Yeah, a Prius cut me off already. A Tesla cut me off already. It's the same crap every day.
You need to be more of an aggressive driver like me. I'm going back to driving the Roadmaster wagon because it's all beat up. And I'm just going to start slamming people out of the way, especially people in Priuses. They're like rats. They look like little rats running around. Yeah, I said it.
They are.
Well, how's the new pooch? Your, Animal Farm.
She is highly allergic to bees.
Oh, no.
Did she get stung by a bee?
Yeah, last Tuesday, of course, when I'm, 2 hours away from home.
Oh, no.
She went into anaphylactic shock. So I'm a little paranoid mommy now.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Well, do they have an EpiPen for dogs? Seriously.
Supposedly they do, but
Yeah, I was going to say, I would think
you
so.
give them Benadryl and she came out of it, thank God. So,
Girl, you have the best luck,
always
don't
have
you?
Benadryl on hand.
Well, and how's your husband and how everybody's good? I haven't seen your new place yet. I'm telling you, the first Sunday I'm off, we're coming down.
Oh, calm down.
Well, I saw your new place, but when it was
zoo.
construction. It's what?
It's a zoo.
I know. Love for animals. All right, well, look, I'm not going to keep you going right now too longer because I'm all screwed up on time and everything. And this is our first filmed episode, and it's going to be hilarious because we're going to be going, man, you look fat.
Oh, stop.
That'd be me.
Well, I hope you guys have fun.
Well, you are part of the Tuesday fun crew here now, too, so we'll talk to you soon. I'll give you a call this week.
Drive safe,
Sounds
Nicole.
good.
Love you a lot.
Thank you.
Tell your folks I said hi to. Bye. That was Nicole
right,
Summerfield.
bye.
Bye, doll. Yeah, well, it is the traffic report is getting kind of old because there's nothing to report. That's what she was
Except
like.
for
What do you want me to
just
say? I'm just sitting here. So, thanks,
sitting.
Nicole. Though you're just like a big ray of sunshine.
I was worried my way out here, but it was fantastic, actually. There was no traffic, so I was just opposite of everyone.
You know what? You wanted me to unplug this, right? Yeah. Okay. Coming from North Hollywood is a breeze at rush hour.
It was.
Sometimes coming up over the pass can be a drag.
Took no time at all.
The pass, ladies and gentlemen, is as I've mentioned before, the 405 freeway is the busy from the 10 interchange by my house to Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
And the 101, it's the busiest stretch of freeway in the entire world.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there was this really neat thing that they did the history. It was like 1957 or 56 when they started taking the 405 over, and there was all these great aerial shots of, eminent domain. Of the building of the actual construction of. And then I was like the eminent domain that I'm sure so many people, it's like right down here. On the other side of the 405, that used to be the city of Sawtelle, and now they're promoting it as Japantown. Because are you familiar with how Sawtelle goes down to Olympic? No. All right. Well, it was. Don't get me started. We'll talk about this in another episode. But the city of Sawtelle. Do you know where the New Art Theater is?
No.
Okay.
I'm so not hip on
that's
my
cool.
LA geography.
It's a tiny little area that I know they're going to start bringing back because it's really close to the VA.
Okay.
So there's a lot of homeless folks that are around, but there's a couple of really old hotels from the 20s and some shops that used to be the downtown area, and the 405 went right through it and cut it.
Okay.
But it's really interesting because, my friends Hector and Carol, who are from the neighborhood, are going to take me on a tour.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to video it.
Nice.
Okay, back to Sylvia Saige, everybody. Yay! I know we're going all over the place, but that's what happens on the Bob Dean Show.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It happens in my brain, too.
There you see, we're
Totally
kindred. We're going to be good friends because we're just getting to know each other now. So anyway, we were talking about how you moved to LA when you were 30.
Yes.
Now, did you come out here to just do comedy? Do you want to throw your hat in the ring with acting?
No, I came out here just for comedy. Honestly, I came out here so blind to what Hollywood really was because I thought you could come out and just do stand-up, which is not the case, by the way. If you want to do stand-up, you have to be a famous TV personality, and then you can do stand-up.
Well, you can do it, but
you won't get
nobody's going
paid.
to come see you. You're not going to get paid. Yeah.
So I was, under a blanket of denial that I could make it as just a stand-up comic, and then I got out here and I was like, no, you can't. You have to have money, which I didn't have. So I found adult films, believe it or not. I had a girlfriend who was already working in the industry.
Do tell.
Yeah, and I was 30 at that time, and I just thought, you know what? If I can handle it, and if my family can handle it, which is what you were talking about earlier, how my family handled it. If I can't handle it and they can handle it, then we're good.
Well, that's
You
an
know?
interesting point, though. Do you mind telling us about now? Are your folks? Do you still have both your parents?
I do. I'm
God
so
bless you.
very lucky. I know that.
And now, is your family name Saige, or is that your?
No, that's a.
Well, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Sylvia's mom and dad.
Yeah, no, they're great people. They're not still together, but they're both still alive. My father is incredibly supportive of everything I do. He's like my number one fan. I think, of course, I'm his daughter, so I think he wishes I did not do adult films, but he never looks down upon me for it. We even kind of joke about it in a weird way, just because he's like my best friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
What's his first name?
Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. And my mom is incredibly religious, so it's a bit harder for her.
I remember you mentioning that in your act.
Yeah. So she and I just kind of agreed to disagree. She lives her life her way. I live my life my way. And we love each other. And that's
great.
Our middle ground.
And her first name?
Brenda.
Brenda. Hi, Brenda.
Yeah.
Now, do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother. He struggles with it a bit as well. I think he's gaining more comfort in the fact that now I've been doing it for 4 years. It wasn't just something I was doing, just to make a bit of side money because I had a drug issue or something crazy like that. It was something that like I put a lot of work into, and people think that porn is the easy way out. What you don't know is it's really hard to become anyone or to be anything successful to make,
Especially for the guys, it has to be really hard.
Well, yeah, right. Well, and as an older woman, it's a little bit more
Girl,
difficult
I'm sorry.
as well.
You're stunning.
Thank you.
You're stunning. And I was, researching
Yeah.
your career.
Yes.
Can we promote that? Can I?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Pornhub.
Yeah.
Just seriously,
Yeah.
type in Sylvia Saige and I was saying I was watching some of your movies, and for I play for the other team.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were incredible. They were just great.
Thank you.
But my favorite one, I was telling you.
Yeah.
There's one where where she catches her stepson. And
Yeah.
she walks in with this. She goes, "Look what you did to my decorative towel!" Like,
So
don't touch the
upset.
soap.
And so then I have to, of course, punish him with a blowjob and sex, of course.
And you certainly did.
Yeah, right.
How many films have you done?
Oh my God, over 300.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, do they still like the joke used to be the adult industry in Los Angeles was all filmed in Van Nuys or something like that?
Yeah, everyone jokes about it being Porn Valley. Here's the deal. We fuck everywhere. We're all over the place, and you just don't know it. We're in Van Nuys. We're in Santa Monica. We're in Vegas. We're in New York. We're in Miami. We're in Phoenix. We're everywhere. Everywhere you are, we are.
Like Visa. It's everywhere you
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah.
Well, now that's interesting. Are they studios? I mean, I'm sure that some must be studios and some must
Usually
be
we
like
rent out homes.
Homes.
Usually we rent out homes like up in the hills
Yeah.
or up in like Calabasas. We rent out like mansions.
yeah, because you can just tell.
Usually we can shoot like 3 scenes in one house, and then you shoot 2 scenes. So you can shoot 6 scenes in one day. So you rent a huge house and you do, all these different scenes at the same time in just different levels of the house, so you can't hear anything. And yeah, just bust it out.
Now, did the people that you rent from, do they know that you're using it for a business?
They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. You can use my apartment anytime. If I
Yeah, it
get a
actually
little
pays
residual.
really well to have your place rented out.
I got a big station wagon you can use too.
Yeah.
That'd be fun for some outdoor scenes.
And we do need to mix up some spaces. So if anyone knows or wants to rent their place, let us know.
I sure will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's usually the only thing you have to worry about is like your furniture, because they prefer leather furniture because it's easier to clean, right? You don't want to get the satin furniture because it doesn't clean off as well. There's going to be
Little stain.
There's going to be some stains. But I figure in the house of a gay man, you probably have pretty cleanable items, right?
Ugh, no.
Do you have hard to clean items?
Oh, you mean as far as furniture? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I bought the sofa. There was a lady that lived next door, Suzanne. She kind of disappeared, but she was an actual Hiroshima survivor.
Oh, wow.
She was a really elderly Japanese lady, and her son, who was some guy, blah, blah, he bought her, she had a lovely apartment full of all this beautiful furniture.
Yeah.
And then her son wanted to move her to Hawaii. So she asked me, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I bought this furniture that was untouched from the lady. But it looks like suede.
Yeah.
But it's a cheaper fabric.
Suede.
And when I had
Faux suede.
faux suede,
Faux
exactly.
suede.
And I'm a guy. I don't do a whole lot of personal things on the sofa. Sometimes, but I mean, laying around, I eat my dinner on the sofa, blah 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 blah. And when I had the guy come out to clean the carpets and the thing, he's like, dude, I hate to tell you this, but people really get fooled by this particular kind of faux suede.
Right.
And he said it's especially hard on like guys like you or families because they think it's going to be easy to clean,
yeah.
and it doesn't. So,
are you a person who can sit naked on your furniture?
No.
I'm not either.
Can't do it.
And I
have, but
I have too, but it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like having my like bare butt and my bare vagina on my furniture.
I got to have at least some boxers or some
want
jockeys
a barrier
on.
of some
Yeah, exactly.
sort.
Yeah.
I have friends that can do it, and I'm like, you just balls all up there.
I know.
don't
And little hairs and stuff, and
I know. And
And
like
of
I
course-
lay my head there sometimes, like.
Well, I guess we could have what you call it, the spray stuff.
Oh, I Febreze.
Oh God,
I'm
Febreze is a bachelor's best friend. I love Febreze. It's
Febreze
awesome.
is in my car. It's in my house. I love
And what's
it.
surprising to do is because I foster animals and I've accrued 5 cats, and they're the coolest cats in the world, and so now I've ended up. The whole point about it is having 5 cats. And 3 of whom are black, so don't be calling me no cracker racist.
Oh my God.
Man of privilege, my ass. But the house doesn't
He
stay.
owns black cats.
I also have a Siamese too. So all you Asian people out there, just remember the white man of privilege crap. Okay, back to you, Sylvia.
Okay,
Now,
sorry, I lost it. Where were we? I don't know what
we were
we're
talking about
anymore.
locations.
Location. Okay, yeah. LA to Vegas and then back to LA, and finally was able to get myself a home. So yeah, no, I'm happy. I love.
Are you in
where
a
I'm
house
at.
or an apartment?
I'm in an apartment. I don't think I could have a house. I'm gone too much. There's so much maintenance to it. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, well, and they're
not there
so
yet.
unaffordable. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, that's why everybody's moving to Nashville. And
Are they?
I've gone on and on about this a million times. But first was Portland, then Seattle.
Nashville is very pretty, though.
Nashville, well, it used to be.
Is it not anymore?
Well, it's because it's growing. This is my opinion. I haven't lived there since the flood, y'all. And my friends who are still there, they're like, you wouldn't believe it. You don't recognize anything in it. My friend Julia, who lives in Bellevue, which is where blah 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 blah. It's a nice suburb, like Thousand Oaks area kind of thing, and she works and lives in that area. She has for years. She said, I went downtown the other day to do some business and got completely lost. She said, I had no idea, and she's a native.
Oh wow!
But anyway, the point of me even going on about that is like neighborhoods like North Hollywood that are the North Hollywood, and they're post World War II. So they're what I find to be charming little houses on huge lots.
Yeah.
They're like 3-bedroom,
Yes.
1-bath kind of homes.
Yes.
But they're on huge lots, and you can sell that kind of house for $900,000, $1 million.
Oh, easily.
And then move to somewhere like Nashville,
Yeah.
Portland, or whatever, and buy a house for half the price and still have that much money left over.
It's crazy you say that because at the place I was living before, there was one house on a huge lot right behind us, and it was vacant. And finally, they plowed it down. They put a whole apartment complex there, and I was
exactly.
like, "How much did that just go for? That crappy little house?"
Yep.
Like,
well, and that's just it. Is because that's kind of like what I think Nashville or whatever is. There's no. The developer does what they want.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's a friggin' fact.
Right.
And flash buying by the Chinese is another fact. Which is why young people can't afford it. But anyway, don't get me started. I'm in a rent-controlled apartment, and they're going to have
that's
to
nice.
blast me out of there. Because it's like the coolest. It's starting to gentrify my neighborhood because it was all old Japanese folks.
oh, I got you.
But anyway, back to you.
Okay.
You got to pull me back.
I know. Shiny.
Don't, please, exactly. Don't be shy.
Shinies. Okay.
Okay. Now so you're in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I want to ask. When you did your friend introduced you.
Yeah.
Okay, got your foot in the door per
Yeah.
se. What was it like? Okay, let me ask you this, if you don't mind me getting personal. Were you in a relationship before you came to LA? Have you ever had like a steady guy, or close to being married, or
Yeah, I was close to being married. I had a high school boyfriend of 4 years, and then out of high school, I dated another guy for 4 years. We bought a house together and did all that. And we are still very good friends. I would take a bullet for him, and I think he would do the same. But
And what's his first name?
Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah. Just different paths in life. And I have been single since him, which is 10 years.
Okay. Now, your first film.
Yeah.
What was it like? I mean, as far as like heebie-jeebies or butterflies in the stomach.
No, honestly, my first film was with her, my friend, and then another guy that she had already worked with. So I came into the situation with full knowledge of how it was going to go down. They're very professional. They run you through everything, and then you just give your acting chops a try. And because it's, well, the first one you do is the casting couch. And so it's very much like you have to pretend like, oh my God, I had no idea what's going on. And like, yeah. So you have to do that whole thing. And then obviously you go through with it, but it was fine. And, then you get your money and you go home, and that was it. And every single porn set I've ever been on in, almost 4 years, it's exactly the same. It's so, I mean, there are levels of professionalism, like levels of anyone that you could go into any office. Sometimes I go to a podcast where we're drinking water. Sometimes I go to a podcast where we're drinking tequila, and it's that type of thing. You're not supposed to really drink on a set, but sometimes alcohol will find its way. Weed usually finds its way on every set. But it's very professional. You walk in, you do your paperwork, and it's not like the 70s. No, it's not at all.
The myth or the legend of the production of 70s.
It's all about
movies.
time, because they're trying to crank out so many movies that the quicker they can get us in and out of there, the quicker they can get to filming another one or, get home themselves. So we're on set for like 4 to 6 hours. Generally, depending on who you're shooting with, sometimes a lot longer, sometimes a little bit shorter, but usually 4 hours is like, you're lucky if you're getting out in 4 hours.
Now, the guys, and I don't mean, it's kind of a funny question. I never thought about this. As far as
they're taking something.
Their careers going. I mean, are these guys, do they take any kind of supplements to keep the erections?
That's everyone's question when it's out of the men. Yes, they are taking something.
Okay, because I'm telling you, boy, some of those dudes stay up for a while, and I'm like, damn.
No, some of them I will say will do it naturally, but not for very long. And then they'll start substituting in like half of Viagra or a quarter of Viagra. And then, some of them do as far as to shoot up their dick. I even know some that have a pump in their dick. But
implanted? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do they do that?
I don't know. I don't ask that question. I just know it exists, and I just let them do
I'd heard
their
about
thing.
the pump, the exterior pump.
Yeah.
Because that was a little something that I did in my act, and it's a try.
Oh, really?
Well, no, I didn't do it in the act, but I can make $1 million because when because I didn't even I didn't have my first computer till like 7 years ago.
Right.
And a friend of mine, suggested I go to RedTube. Okay, I swear, ladies and gentlemen, my idea of porn was magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mother always found. So anyway, I'm clicking along, and it was so overwhelming because all these little things are popping up everywhere, and call this person and that person. And anyway, when I finally got my bearings, I'm like, how am I supposed to type at the same time?
Oh, well, you don't have to go to the one.
messy.
That's like a chat room. You don't have to do that.
Well, but if you want to, I got things to do. I can't. I focus. So my whole point of the story is that I thought I'd invent a little cup that goes over your crotch, so you can pump with your foot and type at the same time.
Oh, that's smart. You would sell a lot of those.
No, pretty good idea.
Yeah, you should get on that. I wouldn't even put that on the air. I would just try to patent
well,
that
you know
quick.
what? I've already written the idea into which my father
You
taught
already
me.
wrote the idea.
And put it in an envelope to myself, so it's already dated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just like I put up all my shows on YouTube right away. So when Carlos, what's his face, comes to steal our material, he will. Carlos Benzina.
Oh my God.
Yes, I said
so
it.
Mean. But you shouldn't do that. That's all there is to it.
Okay, so do you have a favorite person to work with? I mean, because I didn't take a peek at all your films, but are there duos? I mean, even though you'll play different characters, but like the male actor and the female actress,
I absolutely do. I don't have a lot of favorite female actresses just because I don't work with a lot of the same girls more than once. But there's such a small pool of men, and I sleep with the same men over and over again. So I certainly have my favorites. Because there's probably only 25 working porn actors.
Really?
Yeah. So 25 dudes and like hundreds of thousands of women, I feel like. So it's like, at least thousands. At least thousands of women and like not a lot of guys. So you see the same people over and over again. So I certainly develop.
Well, now this is a serious question, and I know that you openly, but as far as like HIV testing and things like that, the people are tested regularly.
Every 2 weeks by blood and urine.
Oh, that's a very smart thing. Is this Kathy coming in?
You're gonna do that just so.
When she does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She'll find her way. But no, because that's a really serious thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is I find that a large percentage now, it occasionally does happen where someone else, someone in our industry will sleep with someone outside of the industry and bring something back. But honestly, at the level that I'm at, the levels of performers that I'm performing with, we all take it so seriously because it's our sole source of income, our body. So no one's really going and sleeping around outside of the industry. And if they are, they're being smart about it. So everyone's pretty serious about it. In 4 years, I haven't had anything.
Not good.
In 4 years. But that's just because I really do think everyone takes super care of themselves.
Right. Well,
and when you literally have your vagina or your asshole or your penis or whatever on HD and it's this close to the screen, you will make sure that you are the cleanest person alive. I promise you that, because any little bump, any little pimple, any little ingrown hair will show up and look like herpes. So you are always, we consciously are thinking about that. HD is not forgiving.
I never thought about that.
Yes.
It's true.
It is very true.
Nicole, the girl we were just talking to, she won, I think it was 3 years ago in the Dave and Buster's collegiate basketball contest.
Yeah.
She won second prize, which was this for the whole nation, which was like this giant friggin' HDTV. It's like a drive-in movie. And the first time I watched it, I could see like the pores in the guy's nose and stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, who wants that?
It's
now I'm thinking
forgiving.
about looking at other private places.
I got laser hair removal for a reason. I've spent thousands trying to prepare this thing for the big screen, and it is, it's exhausting. It really is exhausting.
Oh, I never thought about all these details.
So much goes into it.
Well, now there was another question I wanted to ask. Okay, on your personal life, if you don't mind me asking.
No, I don't.
Do you have a guy in your life, or do you get because this is a serious question. I know it's a business, and your body is your work in this, but do you get personal
wants
satisfaction? Yeah, with while you're working.
Yeah, while I'm working, I typically don't, just because I'm really focusing on what I am supposed to be doing, the things I'm supposed to be saying, the script I'm in, the part I'm playing, because usually the part I'm playing has nowhere near what my actual person is. For most part, I play a mom, and I don't have children, and if I did, I wouldn't be fucking them. So I'm in like a different headspace, So, no, it doesn't really get me off. I have a hard time getting off saying the things that I'm saying dirty talk-wise.
Yeah. That's what was going to be my next question. So the whole baby.
No,
it's hard.
I hate it. I'm so bad at dirty talk anyway, and then I have to be the role of a creepy mom or a creepy stepmom, and it's 10 times worse. So it's horrifying, really.
Welcome to the family, Joe.
Yeah. So, but to answer your question, I do date, but I haven't steadily dated anyone in 10 years.
Well, now, like when a fella asks you out or whatever, like, do you just, because people say, what do you do right away? And you just come right out and say,
absolutely, I do.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I figure, they're going to find out one way or the other.
Exactly.
And
now, do their eyeballs get really big? Like, yeah, baby.
I think sometimes, yes, because they're like, oh, that's intriguing. But then, the reality of what it is hits them, and it's not as appealing.
Well, I know one thing. This is our first real, we met briefly before, and you smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Yay, me too. Screw all you say. And you know what? Oh, that's how we met, because I wanted to catch you after the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, damn, because I figured I could just hook up with Ray to get your info. And you were outside smoking. I was like, oh, man, I love a smoker.
I know.
But, it's bad for us. We all know that sort of thing. But
what's bad is everyone everyone telling me how bad it is for me.
But you know what, though? Let me tell you something.
I get it.
I keep auditioning for the part. You know those LA commercials where they're like, speak up about secondhand smoke. You know, the
Right.
chick's on the patio and she lights a cigarette and it goes upstairs. I'm like, I keep auditioning for the part of the guy that's like, and blows the smoke up into the baby's room. You know?
So bad.
Buy a house. If you don't like it, buy a friggin' house. But this whole, and you know, this is what's so interesting now, too. And don't tell me I'm wrong. But now that pot is legal,
Yeah.
which I'm sorry, I have no problem with pot. I have no problem with pot. I think it's a wonder
I love
for people
pot.
but it's also a wonder for people with serious health issues. I believe that cannabis oils and things like that are cures for cancer. But now that it's legal,
Yeah.
it's
Everywhere.
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 I mean, you walk in the supermarket and you
Everywhere.
smell pot. You go in church and you smell everywhere. So my point about that being is shut the fuck up about
Right.
secondhand cigarette smoke, people.
Right.
Okay? Because I'd rather have my little kid sucking in some tobacco smoke than some pot smoke because, you know, he's just a little kid. You know, well, they're going to be stoned by the time they're 12 anyway, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Especially if they live in LA.
Well, I took a friend of mine to there's a weed dispensary on Santa Monica Boulevard.
I was going to say every corner.
Yeah, on
There's
every
a
corner.
weed
But there's
dispensary in every
one,
corner.
and we were on our way out, to go do some clubbing in the world, whatever. It was but so late afternoon, and there's a hair salon. There's no point to the story, but there's a hair salon that's right next to the dispensary, and I
Okay.
was in a little convertible, and I'm sitting outside and waiting, and I had to pee so bad. You know, I'm getting older. And the dispensary was so crowded, I didn't want to go in and go, hey, can I use your rent? So there's this hair salon right next door. And I go in, and of course it's in West Hollywood, which is very nice, blah blah blah. But it was like the kind of place where the girl's at the door, and she's just got this look on her face, like you are so lucky that I am here to wait on you.
Oh, God.
And I go in, and I go, I'll give you $10 if you'll let me use your bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And she was like, and I was dressed and everything, but I go, look, I'll give you $10 right here, cash. And she's like, well, I'm not supposed to. And I'm like, I really have to go. She's like, okay, and we laughed at it. But anyway, that was my pot dispensary story. I had to
Love
pay
it.
$10 to go pay.
You didn't probably have to pay $10.
Well, I just felt
Oh,
better.
they weren't going to let you into their bathroom at all.
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
Not even customers.
You know what's
can
funny,
use
though,
it.
too? Is that, like, when I write comedy...
She probably thought you were going to shit your pants in the store.
Well, I told her I had to pee. Just like at the damn Sprint store. This is I use this in my act, too. It's true. The one in the Beverly Hills.
Right.
Is the one where you take for service. Because I usually go to the one, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and I'm waiting. And it was, the iPhone 7 is here. I swear it was creepy. All these people are running around like they're going, oh my God, the iPhone 7. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. And it was my turn. And
I will never feel that way about technology.
Oh, ever. I hate
Ever.
it. But anyway, so I said to the girl, I go, can I please use your restroom? And she goes, I go, where's your restroom, please? And she goes, it's at the Petco next door. And I go, what? And she goes, yeah, we don't have a restroom for customers. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous. And so, and I was dancing. And she goes, and she goes, you really have to go? And I go, I am not going to lose my place in line. I've been waiting for an hour and 15 minutes,
Right.
and I will urinate right down my leg. And so she goes, all right, come on, but don't tell me. So it was like Maxwell Smart. The Sprint store of Beverly Hills. You go through this one door, and it's like, dun, 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 dun. You go down this hall, and this private elevator goes, boom, and then you go up to the second floor, and she's like, don't make any eye contact with anybody because you're supposed to be a Sprint employee. And you had to go like through 4 doors just to go.
Oh, my God.
I know. I'm going to get a little catheter bag or something. Okay, back to you, Sylvia Saige. Yay. I can tell we're going to be doing a lot of hanging out. Okay, we talked about, what were my questions? My podcast Bible. Background noise.
I know that table's rough. I didn't realize it when I hit it earlier. It was the only thing that looked like wood, but then it didn't sound like wood.
I know. Okay, well, I'm trying to think now. I'm kind of running out of questions. Let's talk. Tell me something. Tell us a joke.
Oh, my
Tell us
gosh.
about your comedy.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, seriously now.
Yeah.
We've been concentrating on one side, one aspect of your
Yeah.
career. But comedy, do you go up anywhere? I mean, do you do a lot
Yeah.
of open mics?
I
need to be concentrating more on getting out like that.
I'm the worst. I don't go to open mics. I treat my bar shows like open mics, and I know I shouldn't, but I do because I'm not getting paid for them. So
Right.
to me, they're open mics. But no, I'm going to be at the Comedy Palace in San Diego with Stoner Rob on 420, doing a 420 show.
Excellent.
Because I am 420 friendly. And I will be at the Tavern this Saturday. I don't know when this actually is going to go on.
This show will premiere Friday evening.
Great. Then
God
tomorrow night, you can find me at the tavern.
Now tell us the location of the tavern.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at my social media for that. Okay.
So you can let everybody know. It's in West Hollywood, isn't it?
Maybe. I'm the worst. All I know is that the day of, I'll look at the address and then I'll go there.
Okay.
Let's see what it says. Sycamore Tavern is what it is, and it's on Sunset Boulevard. Yes, 7038 Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, the Sycamore Tavern. I've never been, but
I haven't either. I don't believe.
Well, Sunda has been on my case about, and rightfully so, because Sunda, you're right. I'm a lazy. Sunda did basically. We had a phone. Sunda and I would talk at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and you need to look her up. Sunda Kroonquist, the woman.
Okay.
She is.
This picture.
Yeah, she is hilarious. She's absolutely hilarious. But then she's like, you know what, Bob? You're ready. You're just sitting on your lazy ass. Basically, and she's right.
Yeah, you got comfortable.
Well, the thing about it is that if I want to, pursue. I mean, I have no rose-colored glasses about fame or fortune. It would be nice to be able to support myself.
Right.
Who would want to get out of the glamorous bar business after 36 years? Now it's all this friggin' mint and shaved ginger and cucumber. Go to hell.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Oh, God. But anyway.
I drink my whiskey on the rocks, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And my gin straight up. Whiskey on the rocks and gin straight up.
That's right.
But there's a venue in West Hollywood.
Okay.
It's a restaurant that has like a room that she's done a couple things in, and she's been out there. And I emailed the guy, but I got the wrong email. So, but the whole point about it would be neat to set up a little room, you know, and do like that because that's how comedy starts.
Yeah.
Because I love being on stage. I didn't think that I would ever. It's the highest high.
Yeah, I like being on big stages.
Yeah.
Bar shows can bite my ass.
Yeah. Because
it hurts your heart because no one's paying attention.
Nobody's paying attention.
You're like,
the
God
lighting sucks.
damn it! This was really funny 2 nights ago when I did it on a real
people
stage.
Look at you and say,
yeah.
Fortunately now I can call myself a regular. I'm at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah,
which is
you
in
said
Hollywood.
that. It's awesome.
Because through the LA School of Comedy and studying with Sunda and Dr. James Harris and Sue Katz, and that's why my website is pretty cool. Y'all go check it out.
Yeah.
But a lot of my core on my website. It's my core material, so it might sound a little repetitive because that's one thing that you learn.
Right.
You have to have a core act.
I know.
Because when I first started doing it, I wanted to change because my friends were all coming to the shows. I'm very fortunate for being such a jerk to have a world of friends of all different ages and backgrounds and
you feel
race.
bad because they're hearing the same stuff.
Right. And but then I would get up and trip over my feet.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's cool about comedy. That was even when you start tripping up, if you
can come back,
you can because everybody loses it. And that feeling is
it sucks.
Awful.
I feel that feeling for months afterwards. I can have one bad show I'll be taking a shower and it'll hit me and I'll be like gutted. And I'm like, oh my God, that was so bad.
Exactly. Or why did I say that or whatever.
Yes.
But a good show, it's like I can't drink.
Yeah.
Before a show. I can't eat before a show.
Well, really?
I can't eat for like the whole day.
Oh my God.
And then but I can't drink anything, I tried that once. I think it was like my first show when I first came to town. I did the Belly Room.
Yeah.
At a Comedy Store.
Oh, I'm doing that in a few weeks as well.
It's cool. It's a neat little room upstairs. Yeah, I like that. There's a weird vibe there for me. Have you ever been?
I've been thrown off my game there before.
See, I've done the main room like 4 times.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the guy's name, but it's like the Monday night show and because it used to be Ciro's.
Yeah.
And Ciro's was like a big mobster, huge restaurant nightclub.
Okay.
Like Lucille, everybody used to hang out there. But it's totally haunted.
Yeah.
Like by some really mean spirits. They're like dead gangsters and stuff. And I remember watching this thing about, before I'd even been in on television, about the ice machine being haunted or something like that.
I feel like everything in there is haunted.
Well, I ran a bar on Miami Beach that we've talked about before that was totally haunted. And it was activity all day, every day, but we had a haunted urinal. We had a haunted urinal, and
what would happen to the urinal?
Girl, it was the neatest thing. I'll tell you the story another time when we're having drinks because it's really interesting. But the woman it was a dive bar, before South Beach, because South Beach has gone up, and as far as whatever, I don't live there anymore either. But there was this bar that had been like it had been a bar since like 1930. It was in an old Deco hotel, and and for like this, I would say 60s, 70s, 80s. It was dive down there at the South Park, and the woman that owned the bar there was a guy that was a big biker guy that was in love with her, and he got up, but she was a lesbian. A lesbian owned a straight bar. It's a fascinating story. And because I talked to the witnesses that were sitting, because the murder was in 1985. The year after you were just a year old.
Right?
But it's a fascinating and tragic story that this guy, he got up and he went behind the bar and he stabbed the owner, who was a little blonde woman, 12 times. And then he went, according to witnesses that I talked to, and the lady was like, it was weird to sing. She said, I don't know. He went into the bathroom, and and the men's room was just a toilet, a urinal, and a sink. And everything. We had replaced all the plumbing, to build this new place. And she said he was washing the blood off of his hands with like the little, like in a urinal, there'll be a little water in the bottom. I guess that was his first source. And she said he was washing the blood off his hands immediately after stabbing Jean in the urinal. And the urinal would just turn itself on. I mean, like a bank fountain. It would just go whoosh and flood the whole back of the restaurant. Yeah. And then, see, I'm getting started on Lasso Lounge again. I know Sammy's like, I've heard this story 100 times. But the neat part about it, though, is that these two girls came in who were like medium on TV. What's her face?
Yeah.
Arquette played that role of the housewife who could see. And that's basically exactly how it is. And these two girls came in, they're like young and hip and really cool, and I had no reason to doubt them because they knew all the shit that I had already researched just by being in the bar. And she goes, yeah, the woman that was murdered, she's probably in her late 40s, and she's really short and petite with a long blonde ponytail.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, and the girl's like, she loves you because you love this bar. She follows you everywhere. So the point is that
that's
like,
a little creepy.
When I'd be and I'd be in washing my hands, and the urinal would start going, and I just go look at the urinal and go, Jean, please, not now, and it would stop like that. I swear, it was cool.
That's so creepy.
Now, how do we get on that topic?
I don't know. It just happens.
I know,
see?
We were talking about bars.
I don't know, shiny objects. I was a bartender for like 10 years. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
I was.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I drink my whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand when people come in and order. And I worked at like a sports bar. So when you ordered a foo-foo drink in my bar, it was like, who are you? Like,
exactly.
Or the people who come in and try to test your bar knowledge.
Oh, screw you, weasels. You're probably working some office somewhere.
Do you know how to make a blah, blah, blah? I'm like,
No.
I know how to make you a Bud Light or a rum and Coke. What do you want?
You're a bartender, not exactly. These three French kids came in 4 Sundays ago, and the bar that I work is on Sundays. It's just myself and a bar back. And it's a huge long bar, and these three, because I carded them. That's how I know how they were very Beverly Hills fat. They were extremely fashionable, and they were French. And it was a guy and two girls, and they had really lousy attitudes. And the girl, she's like, without making eye contact, she's rubbing her chin like this, and she goes, I swear the dialogue. She goes, I am drinking a martini. And I'm like drumming my fingers on the bar, my left eye's twitching. And she goes, with some shaved ginger. And that's when I cross my eyes. And then she goes, and perhaps some fresh mothered flowers. And I go, no.
Oh my God.
And they all three looked up, and I reached around and I go, here's a wine list.
Oh my God.
Pick a nice French something by the glass.
Oh my
Can you
God.
believe that?
I can though.
Yeah.
Because there are pretentious people across the globe.
Did you 10 bar in Missouri or Kansas or out here?
Oh yeah, everywhere.
everywhere.
So Kansas, Florida, Vegas, LA.
Oh, girl, see?
Yeah.
We've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And girls.
And bartender is such an easy thing to fall back on, you know?
No, well, it's an easy thing to fall back on when you can get behind a bar.
Well, that's true. Out here, it was really tough for me.
Yeah,
the bartending gig.
Because everybody wants to be a star and bartending.
Right.
That's why. That's another excuse I use, because really, I plug where I work, Wolfgang Steakhouse by Wolfgang Zwiener of Beverly Hills. No affiliation with Wolfgang Puck the Schmuck. Yes, I said it. And it's a great steakhouse. It is, and it's a great gig.
Yeah.
I've got 75% regulars, and it's a great gig, and that's a reason why I don't like to take off evenings to go out and do bar shows and things like that, because I don't want to lose my slot.
Right.
Because I've been there for 7 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, bartending. Did you work in places where you could smoke?
I did some, yeah. Because
I miss those days.
I was bartending for like 10 years. So, and back in Kansas City, in Missouri, we certainly had bars. If you had a pool table in your bar, you could smoke. So.
See, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Seriously, if you don't like to smoke, you go outside. At least in a bar where you're shooting pool and stuff.
Yeah,
I
the
can
only
understand
thing
a dining
about
room.
that is I would come home I mean, reeking of cigarettes every night.
And you don't realize it because
oh yeah, you don't realize it. Once you're in it for like 30 minutes, you're like, oh, this is how the world smells. And then
well, it's true because now that my friend spends a lot of time at my house. The point being is that he's a smoker too.
Yeah.
And I've never been around. It's been years since I've been around any smokers like in the apartment.
Right.
And it's nasty. It is. You know, I'm a smoker. Yeah. And I'm like, damn. So I do have. So for you non-smokers, you don't have to be so friggin' pitchfork and Frankenstein chasing about it. But yeah, it stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But boy, when I'm on a big old Bombay Sapphire, I can't do one without the other. I
hear it.
I can go for months without a drink.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm not in a 12-step program for all the shit that I've done in Miami and Nashville and here, But it's because I can just turn it off like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to dry out, because when I
drink
hard.
well. Yeah.
When I drink, it's like a party weekend,
See, I don't have to. I can have just a glass of wine or whatever. But if I'm out and I'm with friends, then
That's
I typically
what I'm talking
go.
about. Like if you know there's a big party on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, hi.
And joining us now is the fabulous Kathy St. George.
Hi.
Hello, Kathy. Yay. On the Bob Dean Show. Yeah. Now, those of you out in Radio Land who this is our first filmed podcast. I'm very excited. And look at these two beautiful babes on the show with me. And looking like the Marlboro Man. But anyway, you've heard Kathy. She's been on the show twice before. And the first time was when you brought your friend Larry.
That's right.
And he was a soup Nazi on Seinfeld, and that was a great show.
Amazing. I'm so sad I missed that, actually.
Well, you can listen.
Yeah, I totally
at
can.
the Bob Dean Show. Yay. Yeah. On iTunes. Please subscribe and ask your friends. We are hovering still at around 6,000 subscribers on iTunes alone in our first year, which I'm very proud of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's friggin' awesome, isn't it? Not to mention people that listen on the Stitcher app if you have an Android device, like I do. And that would be STITCHER. And you can listen to the Bob Dean Show. And then you can also go, you can also, you can also go to my website, bobthesurlycomic.com. Now we're back with Kathy and Sylvia. Now, Kathy, you were Miss August of 1982, centerfold.
Yes, I was.
And, I mentioned your name at the bar the other day because Kathy was the last guest to leave my Christmas Eve party, the Happy Birthday Baby Jesus cocktail party. Yeah. And listen, when you have the honor of being the last guest, because in years, Pat, you got to come next year.
Yeah.
It's a Happy Birthday Baby Jesus cocktail soiree. And it's a benefit for the West Los Angeles Animal Shelter.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah. But I cook and I'm bombed the whole night long. I don't remember anything after about 3. But in years past, the party's going on until dawn because my restaurant friends will come after. But I'm kind of, like trying to wean that over because the police come and it's Christmas morning and, the neighbors have kids.
Well, then their kids should be up anyway.
Right.
So what's it matter?
The point is that Kathy was the honor. I think the last guest that hangs out when I'm plopped down with there'll be 2 or 3 really close friends.
And my dog.
And your dog. And we who was a delight. And we sat around by the Christmas tree and we drank and we ate and we laughed our butts off.
Love it.
Yeah, it was like 4 when you.
And I made some nice friends there too that I've stayed in touch with.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that for being the big of a jerk as I am, I have got wonderful friends. I really do. I'm blessed. Yeah. And that's why I was senior class favorite in 1979.
We just all love abuse is what it is.
Exactly. I'm such an ass behind the bar. I'm a pretty nice guy, but when I'm not. But yeah, I'm an ass behind the bar. People are afraid of me.
I look forward to it, though.
Well, the whole thing about it is when I'm like, if you were to come in and I'd go, "Good evening, Kathy.
It would scare
me.
me.
Nice to see you." Then you know that I was like,
"There's something wrong."
Right.
Yeah. When you sit down and I'm
He's being held at gunpoint.
Yeah. When you came in with your lovely friend and she wanted
She was a little bossy.
Oh, no.
Not to me. But,
to you.
Hell,
I thought to you. You were
no, because that's what I'm saying, though. Is that
great.
anytime they want something with muddled jalapenos, I'm like, oh, are you serious?
I love that.
Say it right out. I'm like,
I'm the one. I
know.
love it.
But you ended up with the two because I told her she wasn't going to like that drink. And what happened? She was like, Kathy, will you switch with me? You did? Okay, good. Well, when I
it's
see
my new favorite, actually.
Oh, hooray. That's the Wolfgang Spice. It's one of our signature cocktails from the cocktail
It's
maker.
really good.
It is. For people that, I'm like...
I'm not a spicy person.
So. Now...
I carry ghost pepper salt in my purse.
Oh, my God.
Do you really?
To heat up food, yeah.
Oh,
That
cool.
is so funny.
Well, Sylvia was a bartender for a long time, too.
Yeah.
So the point being is we were just talking about things like, customers and recipes and all that sort of thing. So the Wolfgang Spice is orange vodka with fresh jalapeno and lemon.
Okay.
A little sugar, cranberry and orange juice, and the thing that gets me is the damn sugar rim.
Sugar. It's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar. And you can do it without, but the sugared rim on any drink,
Yeah.
it just makes it sticky.
Yeah.
Even, when it first comes out, it's beautiful and it tastes good with certain drinks. But by the time the customer's done, I feel bad for them because they're like, ugh,
Yeah.
Yes, and then they want to go, come here. Thanks, Bob.
So what was I going up something about? Oh, yes. Talking about your Playboy.
Yes.
And one of the guys at the bar who's like my age or our age. And I was blah, blah, blah. And I go, do you remember Kathy St. George? And I swear to God, his eyeballs went, brrr. And he goes, hell yeah, I remember Kathy St. George. I'm like, she's a really good friend of mine. He's like, no way. But anyway, so you gave me the fabulous Zippos.
Oh, right.
Autographed Zippos with your centerfold on the front.
I was actually my
that's
cover.
amazing.
Your cover.
And I
excuse me.
found them accidentally. I mean, I just found them online and went, and every time I sell a couple and I buy a couple more, so.
That's so
Well,
funny.
it's the most wonderful. One of the seriously things like that from friends, I treasure. And if you look at the that little video I posted last night, where I wasn't naked by the
I
way.
have to see that.
It's
Oh,
hilarious.
too bad.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it was hilarious.
But-
Oh, no, that's the one where you were doing the dance? Or
Yeah.
no, that's a different one. We got another one?
Well, no. Last night we made a video,
good.
and I'm
I got something
shirtless.
to look forward
topless
to.
video.
Well, I found the
Yeah.
"Hello, my name is" stickers that I usually ask people to wear at the party because my parties, if I hear somebody look at somebody else and go, "What do you do?" It's the first thing out of their mouth. I'm like, "You got to go."
Right.
And
I hate that too.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying because we've had centerfold stars and actors and street cleaners and everybody has fun at my parties
Right.
because there's no pretension. But that was just really exciting that the guy, he was like, "Oh, you're so excited." I'm like, "Yeah." So tell us about your reshoot that you recently did. Was it last?
I shot it in late April last year, and it was they had me reshoot. They picked up 7 or 8 girls to reshoot their iconic covers from Playboy.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
they picked me, and I really was kind of uncomfortable doing it because my cover was very naked, except for a little bit here and there. And all the rest of them were completely clothed. And some of those girls were in great shape, like Ava and all that. And I'm like, let's just say there's more of me to love now. A lot more of me to love. So I thought, you know what? I'm so scared that I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's better for me
Yeah.
to do something that I'm afraid of,
Yeah.
And I shot it, and it came out really nice. In fact, the only shoot that, other than his mother, that Cooper Hefner showed up for was mine because I was the naked one.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
What's going on with the
That's amazing, though.
with the mansion and all that stuff now?
I have no idea.
This is what I would tell you. My friend Dwayne Henry, who has been on the show, he's a big Beverly Hills realtor and formerly in the business. He's a very handsome African-American guy. And his hot babe, I shouldn't say hot babe, his delightful girlfriend, Brandy. They come in all the time, and they're just like the toast of Beverly Hills. Well, he was like the head valet for 6 years at the mansion.
Then I probably know.
He's a really handsome, good-looking
Yeah.
black guy.
There's
And he's got
so many
a little bit of
wonderful people
attitude.
that work
But
there.
he was in when you came in with your girlfriend just the other night. You were down at this end of the bar, and he and Brandy were down at the other end of the bar. And because he had just told me, I knew that he had been in the. He's a native of L.A. He's really sharp and really smart, and he's a big realtor in Beverly Hills now. And in I guess maybe back in his 20s and into his 30s, he was in the industry. The not adult film.
Yeah.
But the movie.
I know
industry.
there's many industries. Yeah.
The point of me going on is that he just told me we were just shooting shit. He's like, "Yeah, man, I was a valet at the mansion for 6 years," and I was like, "Kathy just left," and he's like, "Damn," he's like, he said, "I gotta know her. Why didn't you introduce me?" And I go,
sure
"Because
he
I didn't
does.
remember."
So did you live at the mansion then?
No, I never
Oh,
lived there,
okay.
but I actually lived with his girlfriend. This was back in 81, 82.
Yeah.
I lived with his girlfriend, but the thing is, I went up there all the time. Like, I'd go up in my pajamas
Oh, how
with
funny.
no makeup, my hair in a ponytail on top of my head, and I'd just go lay in the library and watch TV while he played Monopoly.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, I just didn't like to be alone all the time, so I'd just go up there and have a BLT sandwich with avocado, which was my favorite thing.
Because they have like a chef there, right?
Well, they had their chef and they had butlers and
Yeah.
it was so much fun. The butlers, I stayed friends. Hef used to have a valet back in the early 80s, and I remember we used to go to the drive-in and with a big cooler of like Bailey's Irish Cream and all this stuff. And
gosh.
you just became friends with so many
Yeah.
of these people
That's
that
such a-
they really looked after you. And
Yeah.
And you're friends to this day too.
one guy almost took his eye out opening a bottle of champagne. He'd never
Oh my
opened
God.
a bottle of champagne.
And try to like knife it
I
off.
felt so terrible. No, he leaned over it.
Oh, no.
It went boom. So we had
no.
to take him to the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah, you might,
Really
you might
bad.
put an eye out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, I'm trying. I wish Ava Fabian, who's just
I know.
she's beautiful and she's
lovely.
just a delight. I think she's a little skittish about coming on. I don't know.
I don't know
maybe
why.
I don't because maybe she just doesn't like me. But
She loves you.
You
but
said
she's
you're an
cool.
asshole,
But she's
so there
cool.
you go.
Exactly. Because I'd love to have you guys both on, and we can just concentrate on talking about just like
That would be great. I'll try to talk her into it.
And I know nothing about the Playboy. My friend, her father designed the grotto. My
father did that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. This is my friend. I can't remember her name. But yeah, her father designed the grotto, and
wow.
but the whole thing about it is that. I was watching what's it called, Weezer video for Beverly Hills, and it's shot out. And the reason why I bring this up is I know nothing about the mansion. I've been to a couple of really big estates and parties in north of Sunset, and my whole first thought is they're going to tear down that place and just jam in a bunch of condos or something. I think it's not zoned. The first party I ever went to was some guy that I think he was the director or producer of those Meatballs movies or something, and they were having a pool party. And it was this beautiful, like the gates and the whole thing, and there's like Rolls Royce Jaguar, blah, 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 and this big circular driveway, and I parked back by the guest house. And it was a freshwater pool. You could actually drink the water. But
I
the
love
hostess, his wife, was like 30, very young. But she was cool as shit. The point is that when my friend who invited me was introducing me to the host, she's like, welcome, blah, blah, blah. We're talking, and I go, listen, I just wanted to let you know that the Brentwood Patrol is going to be cruising up here at any minute. And she goes, why? And I go, because they're going to take one look at my car and think that Tex Watson has crashed your party. And she was like, she didn't know who Tex Watson was. One of the Manson killers, And I'm like, they're going to think Tex Watson's crashed the party. And she was like, what? And I'm like, forget it.
I wouldn't know that name.
I used to drive a 68 Ford Squire.
I know.
Gold. But one of Hef's friends also had a blue one, so we would always park our big Ford Squire. It's the size of a hearse.
Yeah.
And I could parallel park that baby like
Seriously, that's how I am with my Buick Roadmaster. I don't drive it much anymore, but Samee drove it for a while, rode the Roadmaster, and you can and that thing, I can get that anywhere.
That's hilarious.
And I've got this I've got my old convertible that I bought, and that's cool because there's no top stuff. But now I've got this new Volkswagen as well. These ear things are killing me, guys. I've got this new, but I like my hat. But it's got this new Volkswagen with the rear camera.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just like all the time now, and I'm bumping into more stuff now.
I've heard that.
I
from,
do.
Yeah.
Because the visibility is lame. It's a really cool car.
My
it's a
visibility
great car.
especially is lame now. So sad.
That's where you need marijuana. It's good for the eyes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Except that I also think I had a stroke when I do it. But
When you smoke weed?
I don't smoke a lot of weed, but I
Yeah.
took some because they gave it to me for upset stomach.
Yeah.
But I guess it was edible, and I think it was too much.
Oh, no.
It was chocolate, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Listen,
So it's
it's
like-
I'm telling you, and if you eat too much of that shit, you'll.
I swore I had
Yeah.
a stroke. I was like, well, my stomach doesn't hurt, but my face is completely drooping on one side. And I'm dragging a foot. I swear it scared the shit.
Yeah, you took too much. You took too much. For sure.
Oh my gosh, I hate this because you took all that the battle of traffic. You get out here, but we're kind of running out of time.
That's okay. I'll be back.
Yes,
I'll be back.
And
Yes.
Sylvia too, because that was
Yes.
the whole thing. I'm so glad that you did make it. I wasn't trying to discourage you, but I felt bad about you having to come from all the.
No, it's okay.
Because for those of you that traffic's bad in every city, but Los Angeles
It's
is
the worst.
it is. And to go from the beach from Santa Monica all the way to downtown to your fabulous loft, and then back out here, I would kill. I mean,
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to go have a drink down the street at Carmine's.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
See Lisa.
Perfect.
But you guys are my first video guests.
Hey, it's
I
so
know,
exciting.
two babes, a blonde and a brunette, and me.
But this
Bobby.
is my bad side. So you're
Oh,
going to
is
have to
it?
switch with me
Yeah.
next time, Bob.
Your stroke side, dragging a foot.
My stroke side.
All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to make plans. I want you guys to come back on real soon.
Great.
Yeah.
That'd be
Sound
great.
good?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, well, listen, as I shamelessly promote myself again, the Bob Dean Show. Yay. Please ask your friends to subscribe and spread the word on iTunes and Stitcher, STITCHER, on your Android device. And, of course, my website, The Bob Dean Show. Oh, wait, BobThisEarlyComic.com.
He doesn't even know.
I don't know what day it is. Okay, now, is there anything else anybody wants to add? We're going to be anywhere, do anything, parties?
Yeah, just have those shows. So Saturday night at the Sycamore Tavern, I have the 420 show
In San
in
Diego?
San Diego, and then I am doing the Belly Room on the 25th, 20 something.
So the 23rd is a Saturday.
It's a Friday.
Friday.
After the 13th, whatever Friday that is.
Do you know what time you're going to go up?
20th.
Because the Belly Room's usually a late night.
7:45.
7:45. All right, I'll try and get the night off. Kathy,
Yeah.
I'll try and get the night off. You want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Go.
Yes,
That'd be
that would be
fun.
amazing.
And then
Yeah.
you were getting ready to say?
I'm just going to go home and make hot soup.
Love it.
Okay.
Hot soup. You make
I'm
homemade
kidding.
soup?
My life isn't that exciting right now.
I made dinner before I came. I made dinner at 4:00, so
did?
I could have dinner made. And
Oh, when you get home.
well, no, I already ate. I
Oh.
ate like a 5:00 dinner. That's how lame I am, and I'm gonna go home.
And
Really?
you will
That's
have
pretty
another
lame.
one, won't
Yeah.
you?
For being an
'Cause
adult film
I
actress
know.
star with designer towels in the bathroom?
yeah.
Decorative towels.
I
Yeah.
always eat again if I eat that early. I eat again.
Oh, I'll eat again later. Don't you
I
worry.
eat whenever I
Yeah.
get an opportunity. Tuesday night after we do the Bob Dean show. Yay. It's usually like
Yay.
pizza night. All right, I guess we're going to wrap it up. I hate to do it. I hate to wrap it up, but
Next time.
Oh, come on, wrap it up. Wrap me up.
wrap me. I'll wrap you both. You know, I only tell
Have
people.
you ever worn saran wrap?
No.
Not yet.
Well, I'll tell you about it next time.
yeah.
Okay. Well, this is the thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is I only tell people that I'm queer so that women think they're safe. All right, that's going to be it for. I think this is episode 40, isn't it? Probably.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Joe, our new cameraman, very, very much, and Samee Junio, yay. And as soon as I can start charging you all $1 a podcast, I'm going to just start doing it. So, just so you know. Okay. Thank you all very, very much. I love you both.
Yeah, thank
All right,
you.
we'll schedule another one real soon.
Okay.
Bye out there in
Bye.
podcast land. Goodbye.
Bob